And don't miss it tonight as Madden Ratings Reveal Week wraps up with a 1-hour primetime special. Chad Johnson, Marshawn Lynch, and some of the NFL's current stars will join the show to break down the ratings in this year's game. Don't miss all the action, 7 Eastern tonight on ESPN. And of course, he's not only one of the best players in Madden, but he's one of the best players in the league. And Patrick Mahomes is the favorite to win MVP this year, according to Caesars Sportsbook. You see the numbers up there. He's 5-1. Josh Allen and the reigning MVP, Aaron Rodgers, are 10-1, and Tom Brady is at 12-1. And that brings us to this question. If we're looking ahead, who do we believe is the favorite to win this year's MVP award? Rob Ninkovich, if you had to bet that palatial estate you've built for yourself there outside of Boston, who are you betting on to win the MVP this year?
I'm going to go with Josh Allen. I think you look at what he did last year, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Emmanuel Sanders just came out and said yesterday that his jaw dropped when he saw one of the throws that he made. So you see his growth. If he continues to grow and he gets over that 40-touchdown benchmark and throws less interceptions than last year, I think he will be in the discussion. So I'm going to go with Josh Allen. He's a rising star.
All right, fair enough. Now, how about Kimberly Martin, that palatial estate you have in New Jersey? If you had to bet that on one player to win the MVP this year, who would it be?
It actually would be Aaron Rodgers. I have the Bucs win the Super Bowl, but I think, the fact that when you look at Aaron and everything he's done this offseason, we understand the scrutiny is going to be more intense now. If you're going to call out the GM in the front office, then you have to be beyond reproach. I think he's coming into this season with Devontae Adams and saying, this is our year. I think he'll put up good numbers.
All right, so history repeating itself with the Bucs winning the Super Bowl and Rodgers winning the MVP. Sam Acho, I'm just getting to know you, so I don't know where you live, but wherever that is.
It's not palatial, we'll put it that way.
Wherever it is, where would you bet your house here? Who you got for MVP?
I got Lamar Jackson. And here's why. 2 years ago, when Lamar Jackson had a full offseason, Lamar Jackson won MVP. He put 36 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Last year, we all know, COVID, no offseason, young offense, new running back, not a lot of weapons. He didn't do as well as we all expected. Yeah. But now we have new offensive weapons. Tylan Wallace from Oklahoma State, Rashad Bateman from Minnesota, 2 phenomenal receivers, and a full offseason. I am 100% all in on Lamar Jackson. He did it before. He'll do it again.
Can I tell you, despite the fact that you're wearing Jets green today, I'm disappointed in you, because I would have thought for sure you would go with the guy that you have been riding since the moment you started on the show, and that is Justin Herbert, who was my pick. History tells you a second-year quarterback in the National Football League is a frequent winner. Lamar won it in his second year. Mahomes won it in his second year. This is a team that for every reason is getting better. He was brilliant under ridiculously adverse circumstances last year. They should get much better with the offensive line, with the new coaching staff. He's got great weapons. I think that is a sneaky good team, and I think he's going to be the MVP.
I'm actually high on that, Greeny, and I'll bet your palatial estate that Justin Herbert will win. I'm very high on Justin Herbert. Obviously, he's got Brandon Staley as a new head coach who's a brilliant mind. He's got a revamped offensive line. Yeah. He's got receivers. He's got an unbelievable defense. So I'm high on Justin Herbert. Yeah. But I'll bet your estate.
Well, no. Now you've taken it a step too far. I like the kid very much, but not quite that much. If I'm doing
Which
that,
palatial estate
I'm betting
is the
on
question?
Someone whose last name is Brady. We will see. All right, we're just getting rolling on what might be the very busiest day of the sports year. Coming up, does the Westbrook trade make the Lakers instant favorites to win a championship, or is there a fatal flaw? We've got all the perspective coming, plus the latest on Dak's shoulder. How conservative should the Cowboys be? Will we see him in the preseason at all? Those are the questions. We've got our next stop is Green Bay, where it is indeed official after a long offseason and one very candid press conference. Aaron Rodgers signed his reworked contract yesterday, according to our Adam Schefter, and the biggest change was when Rodgers would hit free agency. They agreed to void the last year of the contract, meaning 2022, the season after this coming one. He will officially be out from under the deal. The Packers also agreeing to remove forfeiture provisions, essentially meaning the team can't go after any of Rodgers' prorated signing bonus. So we see all the information. The question is, what exactly does it mean? And the good news is I have exactly the right people to give you those answers, as Rob Ninkovich has gotten up with us. Sam Acho is here, and Kimberly Martin, I will start with you. As you read through the details of this contract, what do they tell us about Rodgers' future in Green Bay?
That his future in Green Bay is only right now. 2022, I don't see him in Green Bay. But I do believe Aaron Rodgers is all in 2021. So they're going to give it their all, and then they'll be saying goodbye at the end of the season.
Well, sometimes he does tell you everything you need to know. We're looking for cryptic messages in Last Dance.
Yep.
Right, in the Instagram post of last week, Sacho. Maybe he was telling you exactly what he was telling you. This is my last dance. I'm doing it here one more year, and then I'm on my way.
I think it was. People say that Aaron Rodgers hasn't been clear this offseason. I believe he's been abundantly clear this offseason. We saw in an interview a few months ago, he didn't say much about his football situation, but you did see on his shirt, he said he wasn't in a good mood, right? He said, I'm bothered. I'm not in a good mood right now. And then you see the Instagram post. You see the Instagram post saying, this is our last dance. Before we saw the news, no one really knew what that meant. It was either, is he gone or is he staying? Well, now we know that Aaron Rodgers is staying, but for one more season, one more dance.
Meanwhile, let me get Nink in on this conversation. Nink, as you sat and watched Rodgers and his extraordinary candor in that news conference, what thoughts are going through your mind?
Well, the first thing that popped into my head was if he is so truthfully honest to this whole public in front of everybody, I would really love to have sat inside those meetings personally with him and the GM and him and the head coach, because I feel like those conversations were probably brutal. If Aaron Rodgers is this honest to the fan base, if he's this honest to the fans and to everybody in the public to see what was going on behind closed door, imagine how Aaron Rodgers was talking to the head coach and GM. I would have loved to hear that conversation, and especially after the fact when Rodgers comes up to the podium, says what he has to say, and then the GM and the head coach say, oh, it's my turn, I need to get up there, I need to say what I want to say, and then they're going to have this back and forth. So I think that it's going to be an interesting year. I don't think it's going to affect his performance. He's going to be great, but this will be his last year in Green Bay.
Yeah, it's almost as though this season there's going to have to be like the rebuttal, like we get in politics, right? Like Rodgers will say what he'll say, and then the organization will come out and have their opportunity for rebuttal. At the end of the day, if you're a football fan, which you are if you're watching this show, all that really matters is how this impacts the team. So all the things that we've seen happen, Sacho, over the last, going all the way back to the day of the draft when this began through right this minute, will any of that have any impact on their chances of winning the Super Bowl?
Well, first of all, I don't think the Green Bay Packers have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year. Even though I'm wearing green. I'm not wearing green for the Packers. I'm wearing green because I like the color. Even though they have Aaron Rodgers coming back, I don't think the Packers have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year. I put that role with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're going to win. But I will say this. Players in the locker room don't care what happens in the offseason. It's simple as that. You might see a contract negotiation. You might see a holdout. Players don't care. As long as you come back and you get us in the end zone, you help us win games, we forget about all of the other offseason issues.
He just said what? Packers don't have a chance?
Hey, man, it wasn't me. Just Aaron, it wasn't me.
That's right.
It's Sacho.
You can cross yourself off of Aaron Rodgers' holiday card list, which I have a suspicion is a never-shrinking list if you pay attention to the way he says things. All right, so we will have much more in this as we go. Again, the Rodgers details are out there. That's one superstar quarterback. Meanwhile, let's talk about another one, because all week long here at ESPN, we are unveiling the coveted player ratings for the video game Madden NFL 22. And every day here on Get Up, we've been revealing a new member of the 99 Club, which is reserved for the best, the players who earn the top rating in the game, a 99 overall. The final member may just be 25 years old, but he's already a regular season and Super Bowl MVP. Here's Laura Rutledge.
Mahomes going to take off for it. Has the corner and easy. Touchdown, Kansas City.
All right, so for real, how do you stop this dude? Last season, he threw 13 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Why not? Mahomes to Kelsey.
Throwing on the run. Of course, the most in the NFL. He's got the most wins, touchdowns, and pass yards for a quarterback through their first 46 career games.
Touchdown, Kansas City! On a perfect strike from Patrick Mahomes.
Which might explain why he's the highest rated quarterback in throw on the run and throw under pressure in this year's game. This guy's a cheat code in real life.
He could be playing Madden in his man cave for an easy touchdown.
He's won MVP, a Super Bowl, and Super Bowl MVP in his first 4 seasons. And he's a dad now, too. How cute. Patrick Mahomes remains a member of the 99 Club.